We're on the Country versus Metal podcast with Blue Edmondson. How you doing, man?
I am wonderful. Key West and safe and happy.
Safe and happy. A little trek. I don't know if everybody this year has a story of how they Lewis and Clark down here.
It wasn't fun. It was an adventure. I came down with, I got half of my family here, so I've been wrangling kids and everything else, and the flight situation is not wonderful. So it was a long day, but we got in safe, and absolutely incredible day. Plus, I play here in a little bit, so it's the first year I'm actually getting on stage. I'm looking forward to it.
The first ever?
Yeah. I've never done this. I've been down here hanging out. I'd fly down the last couple of years, come in for friends, get out, drink too much and get out. But this is the first year that I'm actually going to shows. I'm in it, man. I'm stoked.
That's awesome. Like we were talking about earlier, Rolling Stone did an article on you.
Yeah.
And said pretty much you were getting ready to take over the world and you just stepped out of the spotlight.
Well, they were, I think they were
a little sensationalizing.
Maybe, yeah. They were being very nice and very, very kind to me. I don't think that. I think it may be overstating it a little bit, but yeah, I think I was in a position to do some really, really cool stuff, and I kind of went, no, not right now. This isn't. I don't think I can handle this. And I don't mean the stuff that you hear about celebrities and stuff. I just mean the amount of time being on the road. Eventually, it just wore me down. I wasn't saying things when I was writing. Things that I was writing weren't all that good to me. It wasn't all that interesting. I felt like I was do it in its own way. The exercise can be good, but I guess the point is I didn't have too much to say that I thought was pay money for it. To come out and see me half-ass it. So I got pretty burnt out mentally and physically. It's the only thing I've been doing since I was 21. My entire adult life was just on the road in a van or a bus, playing too loud and partying too hard. Absolute blast. And in some ways, it's an absolute honor to be able to do that. A lot of people, what we all do for a living,
right?
Sometimes not all glamour. It's a hard road, but it's certainly nothing that I would have changed. But yeah, the point is I just stepped away. No big announcements, no big press releases, social media stuff. I just kind of went, I don't want to do this right now. I'll maybe do it in about 6 months. 6 months turned into a year, which turned into seven or eight. So when I sat down for the first time to start writing again, I looked at the paper when I was done and I said, yeah, I want people to do this. Good. I like this. So that's kind of how it happened. I called Wade Bowen, said I want to put together a project. He said, great, I want to produce one. Let's go do it and be prouder of the result or happier that we had some.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And when you think of it, what's incredible is, I'm from the Northeast and I had like zero. Delaware.
Never been.
Yeah.
Blue Hens. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Delaware. Northeast.
So yeah, zero country. The country I listened to wasn't what I would consider country.
But it's just like top 40 radio stuff.
Yeah, and all. You know what I mean? But like,
does nobody make tour stops through there when they go up to the Northeast? Like I've been to Boston and New York and stuff, and I guess thinking about it now, we never really did stop in places like Delaware or Rhode Island. Any of those kind of small tiny.
Yeah, there's not a lot of venues, and it seems like a lot of people skip Philly now. I guess somebody told me. I said, why do you skip Philly? And they're like, there's an art tax.
What does that mean? I've never played Philly.
That's why I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'm just a lot of people. It's like you play the Carolinas, go up to New York, and then Boston,
DC, New York, and Boston. Yeah. I've done that.
There's a lot in like Richmond, DC. Mm-hmm. But what's been incredible is even though you did take the hiatus, your name has lived on. Like I knew your name.
Well, that's kind of you to say. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we went hard for. Did I say like 16, 15? So I went hard for 15 years, and we played a lot of shows all over the country, made a lot of friends, and made fans. And luckily, a lot of people, even though I did step away, just said, okay, well, see when you get back, sure you'll put something out at some point and we'll listen to it and say if it's good. And so I've only done maybe 4 or 5 shows over the last 6 months, kind of putting together the band the way that I want it to go and work stuff up. I did Green Hall and a couple other shows. I'm doing one in Fort Worth in a couple weeks, Django Walkers. And kind of was dipping my toes back in to see if I was going to enjoy this. And I absolutely have. But I've only done, like I said, the 4 or 5 shows. So this year it's going to start really, I think, ramping up, but never to the levels of the way it was before. It's never going to be 20 shows a month or 15 shows a month. Different night. Psychologically, it's toll on you so hard when you don't ever stop. And I just never did. It was just play music, drink, hang out with friends, on to the next one. Play music, drink, hang, whatever. And absolute blast, but I don't really miss it
right.
all that much.
It's nice to have your feet planted.
Well, yeah, I think with the Arrested,
let the world revolve around you without you chasing the world.
Yeah, without it sounding, without it being too narcissistic to look at me. Yeah, that's kind of the way. Once I stepped out of the bubble for even a little bit, and got off the kind of hamster wheel of what it is, because when you're not at a certain level, music in terms of I don't know, national success, worldwide success, some of the big giant acts that you see. You can't take a whole lot of time off, or otherwise you can't continue the organization. You know what I mean? You can't go like, well, let's take 6 months off and regroup, and we'll all go see our families and hang out and dry out and recover and stuff, and then we'll hit it again. It's not feasible. You got bills to pay, and you got
right.
employees and stuff, and
they'll go over there and start playing with that guy.
Yeah, and the margins are so small that you really, to make this thing go, and I'm talking about at the top levels of what I do, in terms of this bubble, the top levels of this thing, it's hard to take some time off for yourself or for your family or kind of well-being, and I just never did. My fault. And so that when I did, I kind of fell in love with it. A lot of it had to, there was a lot of depression probably thrown in there and anxiety and all this other bullshit that everybody has to deal with. So there was plenty of that and some my own soul searching, figuring out what kind of guy I wanted, human being. So it turned out that not only did I need it, but the music needed it more importantly. So if I'm going to be out here doing stuff like this and being at this festival, putting on shows and asking people to pay money, I should probably want to stand behind what I'm doing, and I'm 10 toes behind what I'm writing now, for sure. It's the stuff I'm really proud of. For me, it's all about legacy. Whether it sells 2 copies, whatever, as long as it's all good, solid material. That, to your point, when you said that I stepped away for 7 or 8 years, people still kind of stuck with me, and at least a core group of fans, it's like this scene. And I think they were waiting for me to kind of be interesting, I hope. And I was waiting for me to be kind of interesting. So here I am, It's not a matter of, there's no brass ring or no goal. I'm not trying to sell them out of records or sell out this venue or, I don't know, get on show or movie or anything. I'm just a writer, so here it is. It's like, here's 6 songs that I wrote. If you like them, I really hope so, and I'll see. I get it. I'm going to keep writing them.
Now, when you stepped away from music, did you still continue to consume it and listen to it, and you just
that
was totally shelved away?
I mean, when you say listen to it, sure. I mean, on some level, but no. I mean, I got to tell you, I didn't even pick up my guitar for years, probably 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
I just wasn't interested, and when I would sit down and think about something maybe that I wanted to say, it didn't come out right, and when it did, it was corny or I wrote or something. It just didn't feel authentic in any way. So put it away. And then finally, when it clicked, I built a house in Terlingua, down on the border, Mexico border in Big Bend, and went down there for the first time solo, where I took a guitar and my notebooks, give it an honest shot. Quit dicking around. You have something to do. So be an adult. Start to do it. So I went down there for a few days by myself. And first day, immediately I wrote. There's 2 songs on the new project called "To the End," I want to say Princess and Hustler were the first two that I wrote, and relatively quickly and pretty easily to where I looked at the page the way I needed it. Oh, okay, yeah, this will work. I'm not. I can put this out with my name on it and be like, that's what I do, you know. Problem with it, and it kind of went like that. So I got 5 or 6 of them together, and like I said, then Wade got involved, and we went to Nashville and Herb Studios, and we doing it, and I loved it. It was not only a blast doing it, I got to hang out with one of my oldest friends, which is the whole point of all this stuff now. Do it the way you want to do it, not the way somebody tells you to do it. So I just grabbed a friend of mine who also wanted to do it, and we got together in a room and came up with something cool. That's it. I mean, it's really as simple as that. There's no agenda or no, you know, fun. I don't know how it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to ramble. I tend to get a mic in front of me, even though I'm a super quiet guy and rarely say much. I get a mic in front of me, especially when I put off a pretty cool vibe. So I'm sitting here just going to.
I dig it.
I'll be cool.
Very rarely do I get to listen sometimes. Sometimes you have to like really.
No, I know. I have friends who do this for a living too that are terrible conversationalists, you know. Really? When you put a microphone in front of them when you're sitting around a bar or something, they're great, but.
Yeah. Too much caffeine.
Yes.
Oh, like I do not recall.
Yeah.
Like they've been coached by a lawyer. You're not on trial.
That happens. That definitely.
Yeah.
So, well, it's good to have you down here from Delaware and into the.
Right. It's like last night. Guy comes up to me, says, "Hey man, you do TikTok right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, country versus metal." He's like, "Yeah, I'm Grady."
Oh, Greg Cross.
Because for a second I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you," and I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you," because I've seen like YouTube videos, and it's funny when I look at the YouTube, I'm like, "That's Dirks," but it's Cody, and it's wild how that's starting that whole cycle of that thing. But
it's all the same, man.
Yeah. Everybody's got Wade's the same way. His kid gets up with him all the time. Ray Wiley Hubbard's son plays guitar. In his. It's weird going because I can remember all of us being 22, 23. You know, didn't know what the hell we were doing for the most part. Certainly, I didn't, and definitely didn't feel like adults. You know, it was just country and rock and roll fantasy camp for the most part. You know, and so to see all my idiot friends with being real adults and families, and then they've raised these kids up to be they're survived and they're into it, you know, at least teens and adulthood now, and it's pretty insane to know what I know what some of their parents did back in the day and what kind of idiots they were. But it's really fun to see too. Like I said, when I stepped away, I mean, a ton of stuff happened in the last 7-8 years that although through social media and through friends and stuff, you kind of a little bit know what's going on. But the amount of songwriters and artists that have come up just in 7 or 8 years that I've never met, or had a chance to see, or most of the people you run into at shows or festivals, there's a ton of people, even here in Key West, that either I just know from Instagram or something like that, that I haven't had, or people that I'm just can't wait to. I'm kind of coming in here. Feels like, or inside, I feel maybe 10 people here know who I am, and I'm trying not to make it way. I'm just kind of going, "Hey, it's good to see everybody," that kind of thing. Not walking around like I've got something. But the amount of really cool music that kind of came out, it's fun. It's really fun for this scene, I guess if you want to call it a scene. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's cool to see, but I just don't know a lot of these people personally. So I feel unique when I'm backstage or something come out like, hey, I'm Blue. I play on it. But everybody's been.
That's good. Now, has it been awkward, or it has to be because you took some time off? But if people were fans of you, it'd be like you've never left.
Meaning what?
Meaning like that they're a fan of you and they can come up and they can talk to you, and it's like you've that whole time period to them never existed because your music lives in a space of it's always there. Like if I wanted to listen to your music,
I
can. It's timeless to me. to me, I got a new artist a couple years ago.
Right. Yeah.
And
No,
it's
I'm the same way, and I know exactly what you're saying. And I mean, you can say it's music in general. Certainly, the kind of music that I like is, I mean, it's timeless quality to it for sure. So yeah, it's always going to be there. But other than them giving me shit when I've done a couple of shows, like I said, and they've been great, and people have really come out, and a lot of people that I've talked to a ton because I hadn't done it in so long. And other than them giving me hell a little bit, you know, like, thanks, Dick, you've been gone for 8 years, you haven't done anything, you lazy piece of whatever. You know, in a joking way. Other than that, they've all been just super kind and nice, and really like the new stuff. It's nothing but positive. You know, like I said, there was no agenda, but I don't want to put it out. It really sucks. So the fact that it's been mostly, you know, positive. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it feels like, from a fan perspective, they haven't really failed on me, you know, which I can testament probably more to the scene and to the venues that we all played and the time of life that I came up musically with a lot of these fans. And, you know, I'm growing up with them too, so we've all been 21 and 22 together. And the fact that I can find new music, like you were saying, like you found me a couple of years ago, whatever. I do that all the time. Songs that came out 4, 5, 6 years ago, whatever, that I never heard that I absolutely fall in love with, and I fall in love with artists like that. Really fun. It's kind of cool to feel like you found something relate to the party. But it's funny. I got a reputation there from the beginning for a while, really after Lost Boy. It's a record that I put out that I would stay kind of dark songwriting wise, kind of you know, write about sadder stuff. Never my intention. I can see why people say that, but I don't think it's all that accurate. But the fact is that it's turned into something more encompassing as I've gotten older, something a little more relatable. That I think as you grow up, it makes more sense. I tend to say, like, I get it if you're not into it right now. Like, if some guy, girl, whatever, heard a song of mine, hey, cool. Where are we going to eat? I do that all the time. I understand that 100%, and I don't think it doesn't offend me in the slightest. But if you're a music fan, I tend to think that depending on what's happening in your life at any certain point, you'll come back and find me. You know what I mean? Certainly if you're into this scene, you can be like, yeah, blues fine, you know, whatever. At some point, something in your life is going to happen that I've written a song about. It's going to go, totally. Now that one I will put on my playlist, phone or whatever, you know, like that one I'll buy because it happens to us all, and I'm just writing about that part.
Absolutely, like the different stages of maturity and pieces of your life. Like I had a great conversation with BJ from American Aquarium. He said, "You may not feel me now, but you know, when you start getting older, because like he said, my first albums were, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and having fun and doing that, and you know, you get married, you have a kid, you're not there with me now. Maybe you will be. And then you get older, and people start passing away, and just the time periods of his life writing about music, and he was just like, if you don't get it now, maybe you get it later. And I really like when you think about that, because like coming from like the heavy metal thing, like, and I always bring this up, like I don't know nothing about the bands I listen to from their music, but listening to like your music or a lot of these singer songwriters, and when you hear the stories, man, it's like having a conversation, but I'm not talking, but it's a
yeah. Well, I mean, it draws you. There's a certain maturity is not even the word either, but I mean, there's something that's pop music the same way. So your metal is that way. I don't think any of it's all that. The lyrics aren't really all that. I mean, I'm sure there's certain artists in those genres that are super that kind of thing, but in general, the stories and all that stuff isn't all that important. It's the feeling that you get. Well, I mean, the reason that I'm drawn to and have been since I was a kid to this kind of music, the specific kind of music that I do, is because it's got it all. The music can absolutely send a tingle up your spine, depending on what it is. But you couple that with some great line or a killer chorus or whatever it is that literally means something. Not fun to sing when you're getting ready in the bathroom before you go out. I mean, it means something. And it's like a tattoo. It stays, and you can go back to it anytime. You may not listen to it for 2 years. Some, I don't know, Stoney song or Wade song or Randy or whoever. You may not listen to it for 2 years, but there's something's going to happen where you go back to it, and it's like
I needed that.
An old friend or whatever, you know.
Right.
Or you find one of my songs where you never heard, obviously, or whatever. But you go, oh, that's. And
the connection.
That's my point, is that this kind of music, specifically country music in general, you know, but this music specifically, I think has all of it. So
absolutely.
What Kesha songs and those, all the pop songs do for all those women and people who ever listen to those kind of songs religiously, or whatever metal does to those guys.
Yeah.
We have all that. Like, all that stuff is in there with good lyrical content and stories and truth, you know, in a lot of ways. So, you know, I mean, don't take anything away from all that other kind of music, but if you want something with substance that also will tear your ass up, then this is where you're going to need to be.
Absolutely.
I think, but you can tell me as more of a kind of an outsider coming over to this part in the last little bit. You tell me how you feel. What I don't know if you're into like Guy Clark or Robert Earl or Lyle Lovett, any of the people that I am, but I remember hearing some of their lines in certain songs for the first time where I went, fuck you. I'll just throw my guitar. There's no reason for me to continue to try to do this if you are going to write lines like that. You know what I mean? Or whatever it happens to be. And so I don't know how you felt. I know when I was 15, the first time I heard Robert Earl Keen, and I didn't realize that people could do that. You know? I can still remember that. So I don't know. How did you feel when you first got turned onto this thing and you went, oh, okay, I can get behind this.
Especially like Red Dirt. I was like, I can still rock out, but like get a therapeutic
right. Well,
time with it.
Yeah, and you won't probably get punched in the head or a beer bottle
right.
or whatever at a concert. Well, I've seen that happen, but metal shows tend to be a little bit more aggressive than maybe what we do. But that's cool. I always love talking to guys and women that have found this recently, you know, that in their adulthood have been turned on by a friend or a family member, or just happened to be at a show and we're like, oh, this is cool. It's cool to get that perspective, cool to see. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
But thank you for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. Thank you for having me. It was cool when y'all asked, and I'm glad that I made it here to Key West safe and went to play. But thanks for shit with me for a little.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Give me your time.
Yeah, thank you.